The New Adventures of Superman was a big hit on Saturday mornings, and Filmation knew they had something they could run with. The next step? Ride that wave and introduce even more superhero action. The next hero they chose was one of DC's most enduring characters, Aquaman.
Aquaman!
My mistake, Aquaman. Everyone says it like that throughout the series, and it makes me wonder whose accent we're imitating that we shouldn't have. It's quite irritating, and there's not a thing we can do about it, so we'll do what we usually do here and just go with it.
With ability to summon and command all creatures of the deep, Aquaman, who with his teenage ally, Aqualad, guards and defends all that lives in the seas against the forces of evil.
Like all the major superheroes from all the publishing houses, Aquaman has gone through his share of retconning. But it doesn't matter because nobody cares where these two came from. Kids just want to see the action. And they got it. Each half-hour show included 3 7-minute cartoons. Only 2 of those featured Aquaman, though. The third cartoon usually had a guest star such as the Atom, Green Lantern, and the Justice League. New Adventures of Superman did the same thing. An episode usually included the Superboy cartoon. Needless to say, since the DVDs I bought for that show were about Superman, the Superboy features weren't included. It's the same here. It has all 36 Aquaman cartoons, but none of the others. Best I was able to find out, they haven't been released on DVD, and I don't have the time to chase them all down. So we're stuck with Aquaman. I'm sure we're all terribly upset. After the first commercial break, we don't bother with introductions, establishing shots, or any of that artsy-fartsy stuff. We get right into it.
Deep in the ocean depths, a strange submarine craft with the bat-wing shape of a manta ray glides soundlessly, as if stalking its prey. Within its sleek black hull, a crew of fearsome manta men led by Black Manta, Aquaman's arch-foe, sets a lethal trap for the king of the seas.
Black Manta was kind of Aquaman's answer to Lex Luthor. As our narrator said, he's Aquaman's arch-foe. Through the various rewrites of his origin story, his hatred of Aquaman has remained the one constant. He and his hench whatevers can breathe underwater for short periods of time, which comes in handy when you're trying to battle a merman.
What is Aquaman's position now?
Sonar indicates.
I don't know what he's like in the water, but out of the water he looks like Gossamer wearing a black cape.
He is coming into scanner range.
There they are. Activate the whale's brain scrambler now!
That's not a whale, it's an orca, and they do not lie on the bottom like that. In fact, I don't know of any whale or other aquatic mammal that does. Why? Because they have to come up to breathe. If he left that thing down there waiting for a signal for more than a couple of hours, he's got a drowned orca on his hands. Flippers. Appendages. Don't judge me.
Look! A whale! Running berserk!
Don't worry, I'll handle him. Instantly from the Sea King's brain, telepathic commands radiate toward the giant sea creature. Don't waste your effort, Aquaman. Your telecommands can't get through my electronic impulses.
Aquaman, Aqualad, and Mirror are all looking right at that thing, and nobody's noticed the big stick protruding from the top of its head.
Holy hurricanes, Aquaman! Look there!
Uh-oh. That's Black Manta's sea saucer. I've toyed with them long enough. Now to turn on all the juice.
Look, Aqualad, on Black Manta's ship, that antenna.
There's one on the whale, too.
And up to this point, what did they think that thing was? Aquaman knows what to do. Yeah, yank the stick off the orca's head and tell him to go ram that sub.
Within seconds, the Sea King's command reaches a great hammerhead shark cruising nearby. An infernal Aquaman! He's broken my control!
You were expecting him to do what? Next time, put the antenna on Aquaman's head. All you have to do is figure out how. Maybe try this.
Attack them, Manta Men! Destroy them!
Okay, that didn't work. And I think one of them dropped the antenna anyway.
I'll take care of those two marine marvels myself. Look out, Aqualad!
When nobody was looking, those sea stars went on to win 3 NASCAR races. The anemones have aqua guys in their grip and they're squeezing tightly enough that our boys can't even move. Now, anemones aren't constrictors, so they don't actually do that. They have stinging cells in those tentacles that stun their prey. And as quick as that happens, the tentacles pull the prey down to the anemone's mouth and it starts chomping. But Black Manta made those tentacles really long, so it takes a long time to pull the boys down to its mouth because there's a lot of distance to cover. And since water is a pretty bland backdrop, that's why it looks like they're not moving.
We're doomed, Aquaman.
Not yet.
Unfortunately, Aquaman momentarily forgot that jellyfish don't have brains, so telepathic commands have nowhere to go.
Once more, another of Aquaman's loyal sea creatures obeys his silent orders.
Watch its poison go to work.
Jellies don't have poison. They have stinging cells exactly like the anemone does. In fact, the two are the same family, cnidarians. However, as a diver friend of mine once said, it's a cnidarian eat cnidarian world out there, and I've seen encounters like this one. Thing is, each one is immune to the other's stings, so when a jelly gets caught on a big anemone like this, the jellyfish loses. All that anemone has to do is find one tentacle that it can grab and then slowly start hauling it in, gobbling up the jelly as it goes. A nice big jelly serves as a good appetizer before the main course of 2 humanoids. Oh yes, one other thing. Jellyfish don't swim. They drift. They don't have any means of propulsion. They go where the current takes them. They also don't attack anything. They drift along, and if something good to eat happens to drift into their tentacles, then there's meat on the table tonight. And if it happens to drift too close to one of its anemone cousins, then it is meat on the table tonight.
Aquaman, what's that ahead? Looks like a
net of coral. More of Black Manta's work.
If Black Manta can make coral grow that fast, several world governments need to hire him. We have lots of reefs that need restoring, and it'd be nice if we didn't have to wait 300 years for it to grow. But he's not restoring reefs. He's trying to create traps for passing ships so he can loot their cargo. Now I'm angry. Don't be mean to coral.
Aquaman, cutting my coral net. Quickly, destroy them. Steady, Aqualad. Now, close them in.
I know they could have gone and gone over it or gone and gone under it, but he doesn't pay them enough to think of things like that.
Ride, tadpole, ride.
Ride, tadpole, ride upon your big seahorse. Black Manta chases them into a box canyon and prepares to finish them off. Well, he finished something off. He's going to swim for it.
Stand back, Aquaman. Stand back or I'll... You'll what, Black Manta?
He's not going to stand anywhere. You're both up in the water column.
Let's see how you fight without your fancy weapon.
I stand corrected. See what I did there?
But I still have these golden hair.
He was wasting his time trying to take down Aquaman with orcas and anemones and sea stars. He should have known all he needed was a pair of cake turners.
Can't see him, Aquaman. He's gone.
Don't be too sure, Squirt.
Now, Mira got knocked into a giant clam early in the fight, so she's been waiting for someone to let her out. Aquaman knew she was there and just left her until the action was done. Not very gentlemanly.
Aquaman, where are you? Aquaman! Wait for me!
And then he rides and makes her swim to keep up. Aquaman may be good in a fight, but when it comes to manners, he ain't got no couth at all. Superboy features weren't included. Crap, forgot my prop. Black Manta was kind of Aquaman's Aquaman. Say Aquaman. Aquaman, Aqualad, and Aquaman. Good grief. Yeah, yanked the stick off the orca. Yeah, but come on, David. Oh, for crying out loud, stop that.